The major reason why person A would charge $50 for a tax and person B would charge 10 times that same amount is not because the person A doesn't have the skill set that are required to do a perfect job, but because person A lacks the strategy on how they are presenting themselves, how they communicating their value, their positioning, their presentation, and exactly how the person that they want to work with perceive them, and probably more over things that you ask and questions and conversations that you had. In this video, we'll be breaking down the pricing system or things you need to put into consideration before you charge your next client as a freelancer. If this is for you, do well to click the thumbs up button as we get into the video. If you charge $50 for a tax and another person is charging $5,500 or more for the tax, and you're wondering, is the person doing anything differently? The fact is, you might be able to deliver what you say you want to deliver, but this person has one more thing that you do not have, and it's strategy. How do the people that you want to work with, how do they perceive you? How do you present yourself to them? How do you communicate your value to them? And how and what questions did you ask them? And in this video, I'll be talking about the pricing system you need to understand as a freelancer, and we'll go over every single thing from platform differences to all the factors that you need to put into consideration before you give your next client price or basically end up underpricing yourself as a freelancer. So when it comes to freelancing, pricing is something that a lot of people are concerned about because you do not want to overcharge the person you're working with and chase them away. At the same time, you do not want to underprice yourself. I do get. Now, what you want to do is focus on all the things that I'll be listing in this video and ensure you do not do certain things. But for first off, I'm going to talk about the platforms that you are using to freelance. We have several freelancing platforms, which include Fiverr, Upwork, and they have several methods of pricing system. For Fiverr, you can create gigs and someone can basically order you based on your gigs, and you do understand that you are the one that set the pricing on those gigs, basically based on the market that you see. Oh my goodness, I do not want to go. I mean, you clearly see people that also have gigs in the same niche that you currently are, and you're like, I don't want to, go overboard, or you don't want to underprice it gives you a clear indication on what to do. And when it comes to contra as well, you see people proposing the price that they're willing to pay, and if it's going to be a monthly thing. And for Upwork, you also have like an hourly rate payment price where people can hire you for a long time. Now, all these scenarios and cases that I've listed, you do not necessarily have to start going back and forth negotiating, or you're scared that, oh my goodness, am I overcharging it? Because they clearly see what you put on your gigs or your hourly rate and they are okay with it, and since they interview you, they can choose to work with you. But let's talk about the part whereby as a freelancer you would get access to take on a big tax contract and they want you to give them a fixed price. And how do you go about that? It could be a small tax, it could be a big tax, but these are the things that I want you to pay attention to when it comes to fixed price, where it's a direct message or someone that just contacts you directly that I want you to handle this tax as a designer, I want you to design all these things for me. How do you go about that? So here are the 3 things that you need to stop doing and also pay attention to if you are talking or communicating with your client. So when I started out at first, there's this popular questions that I do ask, and it's, what's your budget? This can be a good thing or a bad thing, and in most cases the clients would not want to indicate their budget because also from their own end they're thinking, I don't want to talk a price that it's a whole lot, and then you end up saying, oh yeah, sure, I can work with it, and then they're like, oh my god, I should have said something lower. They won't tell you directly what their budget is, except from the ones that would hire you based on your hourly rates. They basically would tell you they want you to work for certain hours in a week. But when it comes to people giving you a huge project, the fact is they honestly do not know how you would charge them. So point is, whenever you're talking or you're communicating with your client, stop going straight to, okay, yes, I understand what you want to do, what is your budget, what is your deadline, when do you expect me to turn this over, blah blah blah. And they're like, oh, I need it in a week and this is our budget, and you're like, okay, let me just add $50 extra, let me move $50. So that's the fact that they're interviewing other people, they'll be able to pick me. Please, let's stop that. you don't want to basically focus on what their budget is. So instead of you focusing on their budget, what I want you to concentrate on rather is their problem. The more you are able to clarify their problem, the more confident your pricing will be. The more you are able to tell them, these are the problems that you have, these are the things that we are working towards. And while you are trying to even clarify their problem for them, you would identify places that they need to make amendment or things that they need to make changes to. You start noticing, oh yeah, you do have user story, but you do not have a user flow, and if I don't have that, I won't be able to give you a price because we need the fixed amount of screens that we need to be able to design, right? So you want to be able to give them that clarity. Don't just go ahead and say, okay, what's your budget, because you want to. No, you are the expert. You are the person that's trying to solve the problem. Position yourself, or present yourself rather, as a problem solver. So don't be in a haste to ask them how much it is. Be more concerned about the value you're trying to give them. So the second thing you want to do is to show your process and not just your promise. It is easy to say, and I feel we are always fast to say, yes, I'll get it done for you. I can get it done for you in 2 days. I can get it done for you in a week. This is the reason why you're still charging about like really ridiculous amount of money for the same price somebody else is charging 10 times the money. Show your process. Yes, you've identified their problem, you know what they want to do, but how do you want to solve their problem? Showing people how you're going to solve the problem not only help you with structuring things, but it also help them build trust. Because if I sense this person knows my problem and this person is telling me this is what I'm going to do first, this is what I'm going to do after this is how I'm going to solve your problem, trust me, 100% I would be sold. I would basically want to work with that person because I feel like this person knows what they're doing. This person is an expert. This person is just not a freelancer. This person knows their work really well, and I would want to work with a person because the person has already showed me how, not just telling me, oh, I can get it done, no problem, nah, trust me, I can get it done for you. But now you're like, I understand your problem, I know what you want to get done, and this is how I'm going to solve it for you. It gives clarity. Like you just at that point where the person be like, okay, this is nice. And I think I got one message where the person was like, I see that you understand what I'm trying to work with. What is the next step? Trust me. When you show people how you want to get that problem solved for them, the next thing they'll be asking you is, what is the next step? How are we moving from here? How can we get started? Now, after you've shown them the process, what is the next thing you want to do? You want to ensure you package and price with confidence. You've told them that I understand your problem. This is how I'm going to solve your problem. Then you package and price with confidence. I stopped giving people pricing in normal text, or this is how much I want to get, like, except it is like a long-term contract which has to do with my hourly rate, or maybe they buy a gig or something else. This has to do with maybe I'm working on a fixed contract for a certain numbers of months. I would document every single thing, from your problem statement to the process on how I would solve the problems, to the deliverables and the timeline. Give visible timeline, give reasonable revisions, and also put your pricing. And one thing that is going to help you is basically you holding your hand of the bargain. Don't just do it for doing sake. Or put your hand on the bargain. Do what you say you're going to do. Package it and put your price in. Yes, put your price in a document and tell them to review it, and they'll get back to you. If most cases when they cannot afford the price and you put, they will communicate with you. And please do not go overboard. If it's not fair, just know what you're charging, obviously. But the point is, it's going to be different from you charging random numbers or throwing random numbers, because the trap of budget is that when someone tells you this is my budget, it just gives you to add just a little bit ahead and or reduce, because you know that there are other people that they might be interviewing, other competitors that they might be interviewing, and you don't want to miss out on that client. And because of the fear of losing that client, you would want to basically beat it down. That is the problem that comes with the budget, asking for budget. But the advantage you have by telling them how you solve their problem and the things you get done for them, giving them timeline and deliverables, things they should expect from you. With your pricing, they know that they are hiring an expert. They see you as that expert. They would just regard you, and even if they cannot afford it, they will communicate in a calm manner. And I feel like at that point you can actually decide to reduce it. But trust me, it's not going to be absurd. So that is how you want to basically position yourself, and that's the difference between you charging a lesser price and someone charging more. It's just based on how you present yourself, based on your strategy. If you've watched this video to this end, do also give this video a thumbs up. Click the subscribe button if you're just coming across my video for more videos, and also share this video to people that you know would benefit and learn from this. Drop in the comment section the last price you charge for your projects, and if you've had a very bad experience whereby you actually underprice yourself, let's have it in the comment section. And also ask questions if you're concerned about certain things or you need clarity about certain things, and I'll do well to respond in the comment. Do have a nice day. Bye guys.